Have you ever noticed how life becomes quieter as the years go by? After 75, the noise of earlier life often fades. Fewer obligations, fewer social demands, and sometimes fewer people around. For some, this quiet can feel unsettling. It may even feel like something is missing. But for others, something very different begins to emerge. A sense of calm, a sense of clarity, a quiet strength that was not there before. So the question becomes, what if being alone after 75 is not a weakness, but a hidden form of power? Today, we will explore the quiet power of being alone and why solitude in later life can bring peace, resilience, and a deeper connection with yourself. Let's begin with the first insight. The first quiet power of being alone is freedom from constant expectations. Earlier in life, we often carry many roles: parent, partner, employee, caregiver. Each role brings responsibility and expectation. But later in life, especially after 75, many of those expectations begin to fade. A man named Robert, age 77, once shared that for the first time in his life, he felt truly free. He no longer had to meet deadlines or attend obligations that drained his energy. He could choose how to spend his time. That freedom allowed him to rediscover simple joys: reading, walking, and sitting quietly without pressure. Sometimes solitude gives us something we didn't realize we needed: space. The second insight is a deeper connection with yourself. When the noise of the outside world becomes quieter, the inner voice becomes clearer. Many people spend decades focused on others, but solitude creates an opportunity to reflect, to understand your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences more deeply. A 76-year-old woman named Margaret began journaling after her social life became quieter. At first, it was just a way to pass time, but over time, it became something more. She began to understand herself in ways she never had before. Solitude can be a mirror, and sometimes that reflection brings peace. The third quiet power is emotional independence. When we are constantly surrounded by others, our mood can be influenced by those around us. But learning to be alone allows us to develop a more stable emotional foundation. A man named Peter noticed that he used to rely heavily on others for companionship, but after spending more time alone, he learned to create his own sense of calm. He developed routines, morning walks, quiet reading, and time in nature. Over time, he no longer felt dependent on others for his emotional balance. Emotional independence can be one of the greatest strengths in later life. The fourth insight is the ability to protect your energy. Not every interaction is uplifting. Some conversations can be draining or stressful. As we grow older, we become more aware of what affects our well-being. A woman named Helen gradually reduced contact with people who often left her feeling tired or overwhelmed. She didn't do it out of anger. She simply chose peace. With fewer distractions, she found that her days felt calmer and more manageable. Solitude can act as a form of protection for your emotional energy. The fifth quiet power is finding joy in simple moments. When life slows down, small experiences become more meaningful. A cup of tea in the morning, the sound of birds outside the window, a quiet walk in the afternoon. A man named George, now 80, said that he never noticed these moments when life was busy, but now they bring him a deep sense of contentment. Solitude often sharpens our awareness of the present moment, and in that awareness, joy can quietly grow. The sixth insight is creating purpose in your own way. Purpose does not always come from social roles or busy schedules. It can be something deeply personal, a project, a hobby, a simple routine that gives your day meaning. A retired teacher named Susan began painting in her late 70s. She didn't do it for recognition or social interaction. She did it because it made her feel alive. That sense of purpose filled her days with quiet satisfaction. Purpose does not require a crowd. Sometimes it grows best in solitude. When you bring all of these insights together, something important becomes clear. Being alone after 75 is not necessarily a loss. It can be a transformation, a shift from external noise to internal clarity, from obligation to freedom, from dependence to quiet strength. Of course, solitude is not always easy. There will be moments of longing, moments of reflection, but within that space there is also an opportunity to build a life that feels calm, meaningful, and truly your own. Now, we would love to hear from you. How do you feel about spending time alone as you grow older? Have you discovered any unexpected benefits of solitude? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience may help someone else see solitude in a new light. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need this message. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.